There we go.
So this is the part where we banter.
Banter. Banter.
So you like my Corona?
I love your Corona. we could call you Corona Sharona.
Or my Sharona Corona.
My Sharona Corona. There you have it. It's beautiful.
Which actually means double dick. When you think about it, Corona is the top of the and Sharona from the song. Never mind.
All right. I don't know about that one.
I get enough. And how are we today? Is it still freezing from when I talked to you this morning?
Yes, there's still snow on the ground from Saturday night's snowstorm, snow-ish storm. And I took Loki for a walk just a bit ago, and it was interesting because I was choosing to walk along the side of the lake that had no ice on it because it was in the sun. Yeah. And then I thought, okay, when I come back, I'm going to just go up the hill because it doesn't have any snow on it, and that way I avoid going across the other way through the snow. There's one small problem. That hill was an ice sheet. Like all the gravel and the rocks had gotten wet, and all of that had frozen into an ice sheet. And I'm trying to go up this hill, and I'm looking for where the ice is because it's like black ice now. You can't really see which part's icy and which isn't.
Sure.
Luckily, I did not fall once. I made it up the hill. Loki, of course, was already up and gone. He was, Anyway, so Jason, the cat is out of the bag. The cat is out of the bag in that I shared with people this morning on my Live by Human Design group page that you and I were going to begin something new this year. And that is that we're going to do Zoom meetings like we do now, only we're going to invite people to join us live as we do our weekly energy reports.
So it'll all be lovely and entertaining or a complete clusterfuck.
I would guess that maybe just in the beginning it might be a little bit testy. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it because I have been on meetings before where, in fact, I was just on a human design meeting a couple of weeks back where there were 40 of us all on the screen. And of course, everybody can see everybody, but you're all in these little squares, like you and I right now are in these fairly big squares. Well, there was like 40 of us all in these little squares, but we can see one another and we can interact with one another. And, at the interesting part is while you and I are talking, we can mute other people so we don't have so much background noise.
Oh.
And then if somebody wants to talk, all they have to do is raise their hand, literally, or chat with us in the chat box. I mean, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. And the only thing we have to do is we'll have to educate everybody on how to get into Zoom, which you were just telling me how easy it is. You get in without even me having to send you a link, which is, I think, fabulous.
I think what might have to happen, Mistress Janet of the Night, is that you might have to individually send out a link to everyone, do that invitation thing, but once they download the program to their computer or their smartphone, whatever it is they're going to be looking at it on, whenever you have meetings, it automatically lists the meeting rooms you've been to. So you stay in my Zoom perpetua.
I love it. I love it. So here's what I'm going to do. So later this week, I'm going to send out the instructions on how to download Zoom, which is very simple. You just go to the website and you download it. It puts a little bit of a piece of information on your computer so that when you are invited to a Zoom meeting, all you have to do is log in, or whatever you do. You click a link or you click something.
I open up my Zoom and it says, meeting room. There's a little pull down menu. It says Janet Hickox's meeting room, her den of iniquity. and I click onto you and the fun and games begin.
Right. So maybe we'll try that next week, and hopefully people can do it. My only concern is the date and the time, because I would like to make it something that is, like every Wednesday we do it at, what time is it now? My time it is, holy God, it's almost 3 o'clock. Holy shit, where'd the day go? So did I say holy shit out loud?
I'm a horrible influence.
Anyway, so it's almost 3 o'clock. So let's, we could say we're going to meet at 2:30 every Wednesday, and we'll talk about the energy of the week. So let's get to it, because I know you have your titillating tarot with Jason Livanis show this evening, or in an hour, as it were. And tonight's card is about the Hierophant.
Hierophant, exactly.
Did I say that wrong? Is it Hierophant or Hierophant?
I've always used the word Hierophant.
Hierophant. Like it. I like it. So tune in this afternoon, 4 o'clock Pacific time, 7 p.m. East Coast time. You can get the link on my Living Astrology Facebook page and or on Jason Livanis's Facebook page.
And will this be loaded up onto the internet so that people will be able to know about that in time, or they just go back to it and listen to it?
No, it's already on the internet. It's already ready for them. All they have to do is click on it to follow the link on their computer, or they can dial in the phone number so they can talk.
No, I mean by the time we're done filming this.
No, by the time. Oh, yeah, good point. Well,
oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
So if you're seeing this tomorrow, which is most likely when you're going to see this, then follow the link so that you can listen to the replay, or look for it on YouTube, because I will also put it on YouTube for you.
Okay.
In the meantime, though, tomorrow night you can listen to my radio show. Living Astrology Radio is on at 4 p.m. on Thursdays, Pacific Coast time. And tomorrow we're going to dive into the astrology of 2017. And, you know, I may have to do this in a couple parts, Jason, because I just can't imagine. I mean, literally a list like this long of transits and information that's going to be vital for this upcoming year. And
why, when you said that, my ass got tight? I was like, oh, what's going on for 2017? Great. I want to tell you, Janet, it was a very strange, New Year's moment, because everybody that was in the room, Happy New Year, gobbledygook, you heard through everyone's mouth in a semi-seething tone, thank God this fucking year is over. It was like, wow, it's been a long time. I mean, every once in a while there'll be some who spoil sport in the crowd. He's like, oh, I hate it, 2006. But everyone, sort of like,
everybody's sort of to have it done.
Twitching,
I wasn't sure how I really felt about the year ending. I mean, there were definitely ups and downs, for me in the year, but nothing that was horrendous. I mean, I guess, the worst thing that happened for me that I can think of right off the top of my head was my dog passing away in September. That was really a blow that I didn't expect. I mean, I expected it someday, but not that day. And the election, those two stand out to me as the big things and it's that election that almost colored the whole of 2016 for me, even though it didn't come in until November. I mean, come on. So,
you know how Queen Elizabeth every year, or whoever is the king or queen every year, they come out with a Latin term for what the year was. I don't know what she's going to be calling this year, but I remember one year she called it Annus Horribilus. And I have to tell you, for reasons I would not go into right now that are personal, this being by far, and hear me, folks, this is me editing and trying to retell my story. This has been probably the darkest year of the soul for me, if not one of them. A major, major dark one, night of the soul. And thank God for Janet. Thank God for my therapist. Thank God for anybody who's helped sort of get my brains back in one piece so that I'm now bigger and better than ever. But, Janet has said many times, and you'll hear her, she went on in her show last week about it's always darkest right before they put the lights on.
Isn't it, though? That's the truth. I mean, I don't know who came up with that saying, but I believe, that's kind of the experience we have, is that darkness before dawn breaks. And look at how you ended your year. My internet is unstable.
Yes, you froze.
But you froze. You froze.
Okay. So, what did you say to me?
I said it's always darkest before the dawn. Whoever made up that saying is absolutely true. And aren't you glad that you came through that dark night of the soul into the light of the day?
Well, and it leads into everything that I'm going to be talking today about the Hierophant. It's basically the Jesus and the Buddha card. And they both had to go into the woods, get down with their bad selves, face themselves.
Wandered in the desert for Jesus. I don't know where Buddha went, but I'm sure he did something.
He went to the mountains as well, yep. And had to deal with his big bad self, get a hold of the physical, and then become enlightened. But I digress. Talk to me about the sun. Talk to me about the moon. Talk to me about, no, not the moon, but talk about the earth and the sun relationship.
Earth. Well, I'm glad you said that, because I was just thinking about this before we actually started the recording. And that is that the sun is always shining, right? The sun is shining. It is giving its energy to the earth. It's sort of kind of sprinkling its energy down. This week, as we move into, what is it, tomorrow is the first day of this astrological week, or this human design week, January 5th. What the sun actually does is starts to energize ambition and drive and goals and aspirations. Interestingly enough, 5 days late, right? Because the new year, we think of the new year as that time when we set goals and we make all these, resolutions. But in reality, tomorrow, actually, the sun begins to energize the concept of that, of making goals and setting down the guidelines, the dreams of the year. And what's funny, from my own personal experience, is I didn't start feeling like I even had an inkling of what 2017 might be until sometime this morning, when I started really going, oh, okay, what's my theme going to be this year? So I think the sun being at gate 54 has a lot to do with that. Now, gate 54 is also where Pluto is sitting. So we start the week with a Sun-Pluto conjunction. That's very powerful for setting goals that have a transformational effect on us. So it's not just goals like, I'm going to make 50K this year or whatever, but goals that are kind of life-changing and have more meaning, perhaps. Because gate 54 sometimes is also referred to as the gate of enlightenment, right? Where enlightenment begins, where the human journey on this planet begins. So then I got to look at Earth. And Earth she's the one in receipt of the sun's energy, as we all are here on this planet. And she is going to be at gate 53. Gate 53 is the gate of starting things. Let's get this party started, right? So if you're going to get the party started, it's always a great idea to have the sun in gate 54 giving you the impulses of that drive and that ambition to achieve or to do anything or to set a goal or to even dare to dream. So it's really kind of fascinating how this is a very Capricornian setup. Sun is in Capricorn after all. So I think it mirrors the Capricorn energy to say that the sun and earth combination this week are really pushing us into the direction of what do we do from here? Where are we going? What do we want to do? Remember, you're the what, not the how. You're the what. So get to the what.
Wunderbar.
To your what. The fact that Pluto is also sitting at gate 54, which I did mention, is also lending power and energy to this affair. Sun and Pluto, pretty powerful when they come together. Pluto does represent transformation, but it also is empowering. So empowering us to make goals and to dream, and then to actually start something, right? To see how we can take steps forward.
A question I have.
See?
More like, I should say, astrological, but a question nonetheless. The sun is depicted as a masculine energy, is that correct?
Yeah.
And Pluto, what is that? Masculine as well?
I would say Pluto is masculine, yeah. I'm not sure I've ever heard of it being masculine or feminine, but I would say masculine, definitely.
Well, I mean, Venus is feminine, so I'm sure, that might be something to look up to see, in fact, whether in astrology each of the signs are designated something, or if they are sexless.
No, they are definitely designated something, male or female energies.
So I'm going to go on out on a limb and say that, in fact, it was male. And I thought it was very interesting because I'm sitting here listening to you, and I always do. Welcome to the new year. Get into the right mode, Myrna.
Okay, let's do it. Let's go to gallery view. Oh, look, it's the ballerina. Prince of Swords.
Little peepee, younger dude.
Big wand in his hand, sword in his hand.
Holding the sword in his hand. The new year, the new energy, the sun, the smaller version of what is to come and blossom for this year. Trying new things out, new ideas. However, interestingly enough, that's the Jasonian interpretation. The more classical interpretation is the name of this card is the Rebel. So, yes, which I think is kind of fascinating because it asks you very simply, you know, like what aspects of yourself, for instance, or what parts of your life are going to break with tradition, starting something new. So a lot of times this card, it talks about getting rid of the old, the new, i.e. this
new beginning.
New president. And destroying the old, getting rid of or not paying attention to the old standards and formulas and ways and milieus in which things are done. This signifies our sun. This is our lovely card. Can you see her?
5 of Cups. 3 of Cups.
The 3 of Cups.
Yes, 3.
Can you see?
Yeah,
what's going on here?
Just a little bit. That pull
Yes,
right there. Oh, it's lovely. That is a lovely card.
With these 3 of Cups, I have talked about this before in your human design for people who, when they in the beginning saw my solo videos for you. This is about friendship. This is the earth. This is about interconnectedness. This is about community. What do we all want as a whole going forward? To prove that you ain't no scrub, that you know what yous is doing, this is the card that I picked for Pluto. Now, in my deck, as you can see, the Lovers, which will be next week's card. The Lovers, these are what? They're gay. They're 2 men. I could have picked the male-female or the female-female. But interestingly enough, Pluto is marrying the sun.
That's fascinating.
For this particular energetic flow, basically saying, what do you want to do, son? Let's do it. Give me extra shamalama ding dong. And I do mean ding dong. So there, as you can tell, there are a lot of carrots in that soup. And so you'll be hysterical at like 3 in the morning. Basically, that card is saying, yeah, we are in tandem. We're working hard together. What do you need? What are you going to do? How are we going to make this transformation happen? How can I help you be that rebel? How can I help you start new things, do better? It is the sword. So it talks about truth, not the wand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now, is implied in those cards, is there anything about taking action?
So, do you see him brandishing his sword?
Yes, swashbuckler that he is.
It's a very active card. You'll see the Queen of Swords. She has her whole sword, and she's balancing it between her 2 hands, as if to say, fuck you. I will do whatever I want, when I want, how I want, because I am the queen. You are not going to force me into anything. I'm not going to take any action unless I really deem it, necessary. This one is saying, I'm new, I'm starting, I'm here. Da-da! This card over here is active as well. They are dancing nymphs. There's movement. There's disco. A lot of times I'll pull this card and tell people to get the hell out of their house. Go out and party. Go be social. Because what have we learned in my coachings with you, Ms. Hickox, is that, you could sit there and you can masturbate over your own design and you have only this and my hanging gate is that and look at how my thing hangs and all of that. But I'm not as good unless I'm with you, Janet, doing this.
Right, combining our energies together.
This is the ultimate human design card. If you don't touch each other, if you don't come into contact with each other, if you don't complete circuitry with each other, then this is all for naught.
Nobody can live in a vacuum, I guess. Even if you're a hermit, you can't live in a vacuum. You got to have people helping you get your parts all together, get your parts all lined up.
Take care of your bits, as it were.
Get your parts in alignment.
All right, so recap. Sun, Pluto, Earth, all doing a thing. It's all about movement, all about action. But the right kind of action.
Right, and the action all begins with the goal or with the what. Let's go back a little bit, because I don't want people just thinking, oh, okay, it's the goals, like I'm going to make X amount of money, I'm going to do X amount of business, or I'm going to do this or that. It's the deeper part of connecting with your path, your true path, your authentic path forward. Because remember, I said this is about the pathway to enlightenment. It begins with that. Gate 54 is kind of the drive and the ambition, but it's also the beginning of the hero's journey, which is usually that path to enlightenment. And that begins with a what. What am I doing? Right? What do I want? So that's the part to get clear in this week's energy, is the what. And then taking steps toward it in alignment with your type and strategy, which of course generators are responding to what shows up in their outer world, and we're emotional, so we don't make decisions unless we have clarity over time.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, should we go to the other planets, the inner planets?
Well, when we were kibitzing before, you were like, ooh, nodes. And so it all depends on how you want to, what do you think is like the heavy hitters right now? Should we go to Mercury, Mars, and Venus, and Saturn, and Pluto, blah, 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 or do you want to hit the nodes?
Nope, I want to hit Mercury, Venus, and Mars first.
Okay.
Because as I wrote this morning to my people on my list, my hair's coming undone. What the hell?
Go ahead, honey.
Ian,
Working out, goddess.
My hair and I have this love-hate relationship.
My blue-eyed goddess. Oh, please. At least you have hair. Shut up.
That's true. I do have hair. I am thankful for hair. Even though it's in my face all the time, or, if I put it up, then I look like I'm, sort of, I don't know what I think anyway. Mercury, Venus, and Mars. Interesting triplet this week, because Mercury's at gate 10. Remember, that's that verbal gunslinging or empowering through words. Mercury's slowing down because it's coming to its, it moves direct January 9th. So it's slowing down, which means it's spending far more time at the gate that it's at, which is gate 10, which is on the G center, which is the yellow diamond. If you have it defined, it's yellow. If not, it's just a white diamond, right center of the body graph. And gate 10 goes out to the left. And, sorry.
Are we interrupting you?
No, I don't even know who you are, who that is.
Uh-huh.
So at any rate, so gate 10 really cautions you to use words wisely, to use words in an empowering way, or don't speak at all, right? If you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. I think we talked about that in last week's energy report as well. This morning, I wrote a little blurb on Live by Human Design, the Facebook page devoted to human design, and about Venus, because Venus is sitting at gate 55, and you and I actually had a conversation this morning in your own coaching session about gate 55. That is called the gate of abundance. Now, it can also be the gate of lack, depending on how you're experiencing it, correct? So Venus in human design represents our relationships. In traditional astrology, she represents money in no small part. I mean, the financial aspects of our lives, as she rules the sign Taurus and also Libra. So what we could really think about with Venus this week is our relationship to abundance, right? Relationship to abundance. And the fact that we have a lot of things in our head that tell us that we have to go out and earn money, right? We have to do something in order to be abundant. Well, it may be true that you have to do something to earn money in order to live. I can see that piece of hair and it's just going to drive me insane. So as long as we feel like we have to do something to earn money or to earn way on this planet, we're not tapping into the abundance of the planet, right? We're expecting that we only receive when we are actually doing something. And of course, that is so not true. You don't have to be anything special. You don't have to do anything to earn it. Abundance is your birthright. And all you have to do is what, Jason? You don't have to create it. You have to
accept it.
There you go. Or tap into it was the word I was using this morning on the page, because I kind of see it as this invisible stream, right? If you think about the airwaves, right? The radio waves, airwaves, energetic waves, right? They're just there, right? And we can tap into them at any time. And that's the same thing with abundance. It's like this invisible wave, but it's always around us and it's always there and it's always abundant. all we have to do is tap into it or accept it. Reach up, it's here. So gate 55 reminds us of that. And Venus is sitting at gate 55. Huh?
And Venus is sitting at gate 55.
Gate 55. Now, I think I'm going to skip Mars because I also want to go to the nodes. You mentioned the nodes. In human design, as in astrology, the nodes kind of point at our life path trajectory, if you will. The north node meaning the direction we're moving, and the south node kind of the gifts and the talents and the experiences that we bring with us into this life, right? Well, the south node, funny thing, sitting at gate 55. So in a real sense, really, there's also this ability to just remember abundance, right? We've all experienced it. And, from times past where we had a golden age, not seen in 105,000 years on this planet, but certainly at a time there was a golden age, and abundance was the hallmark of that. And so it's really just reaching back in time, reaching back into your memory, your body memory, your genetic memory, your just your lineage, your energetic lineage, and pulling that memory forward.
This is the north node?
South node.
South node, which delineates again, please, for all of us that are a little dense.
The gifts, the talents, the karma, the experiences that you brought with you into this lifetime.
And that's at gate 55 as well.
Yeah. So it also could speak to the idea that maybe there have been many lifetimes past where you spent in lack, where you spent, hoarding or feeling like you couldn't get what you needed from the world. And so that can then become a reminder that the past is not the present. And in the present, you have every opportunity. It also speaks to faith, by the way. Gate 55 has the faith that this is an abundant world and that all you have to do is accept that abundance to be abundant. And that goes whether it's money, whether it's people, whether it's, whatever it is that you're trying to create abundantly.
Are we going to address the north node, or are we staying with the south node?
Well, the north node is sitting at gate 59, which is a very fertile gate, as that is the gate of sex. It really is the gate of it's part of the channel of reproduction. So it's that very fertile energy that expresses itself through the birthing process, through the process of inseminating and then becoming a creation, right? The whole act of reproduction is a very creative force. So the nodes are lining us up in a very creative way, in being creative beings, reminding us that we're co-creators in this divine comedy that we find ourselves as a part of, and letting go of the past beliefs, the past vows of poverty, any beliefs that you've had of not being abundant or not being deserving of having or being abundant.
Interesting. So
yeah.
You skipped over Mars, but I was kind of interested to hear about it because I had chosen a card.
Okay. Mars is sitting at gate 63 this week, and gate 63 remembers the gate of doubt and suspicion. It's up in the head, the very top head center. So the doubt and suspicion is about that information that's incorrect or doubting what someone is telling you, but quite often it gets turned around into self-doubt, right? Doubting ourselves, our skills, our ability to attract abundance, etc. So don't be doubting Thomases this week.
I wish people could understand that this is truly off-the-cuff shit that we do here. This is not planned out, folks. I know that I keep saying this like a broken record, but all right, well, here we go. So, Mercury, you said, keep your mouth shut, basically?
Yeah, Mercury at 10, Venus at 55, Mars at 63. Doubt.
I'm not going to remember all that, so just stay with me. Go into your view.
Here we go. Oh, we've had this card. Is that the Magician? No, Balance. I like that.
It's a shim.
What's that?
It's not a him. It's a shim.
Oh, okay. A he, she.
It's a shim. And interestingly enough, if you see it's completely balanced, it's somewhat neutral.
Okay.
So the card basically says, there's no need for you to open your big fucking mouth. You know what I mean? This is a card that says you can opt out. You do not have to get entwined in insanity. Reach your own sense of balance by not feeding the fire.
Yes.
I don't even know if my card's need explaining. Here's your sun.
The priestess.
Which we've talked about, with her hands accepting what?
Abundance.
Abundance. She's abundant. This is abundance. Hello. South Node. One of only two cards, basically, that talks about Jesus Christ, the Fourth of Cups. Look, wealth. Stuff from past lifetime. This is Jesus in the back. You see him hanging out?
I see him hanging out. Oh my goodness, I didn't see him at first, but now I do. He's gorgeous.
Gorge.
He's ethereal.
This is the one that talks about faith. This is the one that lets you know that what is in your path has been chosen for you. Accept the abundance. Know that you haven't just come here one time. North Node. What was that again? How did you describe it?
Fertile. Reproduction. Ah, the Empress. Oh my gosh.
I can't make this shit up, folks.
That's funny.
It's a card I discussed 2 or 3 weeks ago. It's all about her garden. It's all about being Myrtle, fertile Myrtle. It is all about, she's got the stuff. She needs you to give you her stuff, and let's do it.
Let's get her done.
The last card, fascinating. Fucking fascinating.
Okay, what's the last card about?
Mars, you said, ill perceptions.
Doubt and suspicion. Ah, the Hanged Man. He does not look very happy.
This is what happens when you torture your mind. This is what we call self-sabotage. This is when we listen to the bullshit, the hamster on the goddamn wheel that is perpetuating the same negative thoughts. I'm fat. I
can't afford that. I can't. I can't have what I want.
Yourself.
Yeah.
Because look at the top. Look at the mandala from the Tree of Life.
Interesting.
It's there. The abundance is there. Stop screwing yourself over is what this card is saying for that planet, Janet.
Great, Jason.
What else?
I think we're pretty much at the end here because, don't we have a show to do here shortly?
I'm prepared. I'm ready. Whatever. I just thought something else was on your mind.
Something else is on my mind, and that's this. Gate 63 is in the head, and remember, people, the gates in the head are confusion, doubt, and the mystery, and that's why we call them the gates of madness, because the longer you stay in your head trying to think things through, the more crazy making it becomes. I mean, like, explode your head, and nothing can come from being caught in that roundabout. And so you got to get out of your head. You got to get down into your body. I tell people this in their readings all the time. I reiterate it, I don't know how many times a week to people. Get into your body. Get down into your body. It holds the wisdom. Your head does not hold the wisdom. It holds information. I mean, it holds data and memory, but it certainly doesn't hold the wisdom. Don't mistake the brain and the mind for wisdom. The wisdom is in the body. We've just forgotten about that. Thus the reason why people's authorities are either in the identity center, the will center, the emotional center, the spleen, or the sacral, right? Nobody has head authority for a purpose. Too many energies up there in the head that are just crazy waking. So stay out of the crazy, get down into the body, and have faith that you live in a...
I promise you I'll stay out of the crazy. I'll do my best.
Or, the other word we could say is everything is working in its right and perfect way. It is all good.
Yes.
Even
Agreed.
when it doesn't seem like the universe is working in a benevolent way, we don't have all the information, right?
So to put a period at the end of the sentence, this period begins today or tomorrow?
Tomorrow, January 5 through the 10th. The new week will start on the 11th.
What day is that? The 11th.
The 11th will be a Wednesday.
Okay, so I guess, folks, we will see you this coming Wednesday again, perhaps.
Well, I think, Wednesday's a good day for us to do this. Like, even
and maybe we
could
just do this live thing, and maybe if it's even before the show or whatever, but we'll hammer all that out, and we'll get back the information to all of you wonderful viewers. Yeah. And much past that, I think we're done.
Yeah. So thank you all for being with us, and look forward to having you all join us live when we do these things. You can ask questions, interact with us, see Jason pulling the cards. Well, you see him anyway pulling the cards. So we'll look forward to that next week. So take care, everybody, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Oh, I don't want to end the meeting. Cancel. I just